Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we got is hot. I'm your host, Zach Jackson, and let's get right to the episode I have for you guys today. So, here on season number 9, episode number 8, here on this recap Tuesday for you guys, we are back, and we are back to being consistent, ladies and gentlemen. I know we said a while back by the Super Bowl that we were going to get going. A lot has happened, crazy happened in the last month. But we are back on track and we are starting our first podcast. As you guys, if you guys have not checked it out, go check out our new TikTok page, the Fire Sports Pod 3.0. It is 1000% back to normal. It's the Fire Sports Pod 3. I say 3.0 because this is the third time I've made a TikTok account because it keeps getting banned. Now I've done some pics, I've done some stuff. You guys can definitely check it out. But we are back on TikTok. We are also on Twitch and Kick. Right now we're not live there. I still got to go over a couple things with that. But lo and behold, guys, we are back and we are ready to get you guys going. So first up, what a season we did have for the NFL. And we kick off with some crazy news that has happened over the last 24 hours. First up, as I don't think anybody thought that this was possible, but the Seattle Seahawks, the defending Super Bowl champs, the Super Bowl MVP running back, Kenneth Walker, is going to be a restricted free agent. They are not re-signing him. And I think that has to be one of the worst decisions that a team could ever make. Kenneth Walker was a monster this year. I mean, he was a monster. I mean, not to compare him to the Madden game, but dude, you played him in Madden, and he's running up the freaking field in like crazy speed. He was a monster in that Super Bowl, and was a big factor on why they won it because they were able to control the football game. They were able to control to keep Drake May and the offense at bay as they were doing long drives and getting things going. But he's going to hit the free agents market. If I'm a team and I have a running back or I'm a little iffy on our running back room, I'm looking to give the bag to Kenneth Walker. He had some injury in the past, but man, this past season, he was a monster. A monster. So that was one of the biggest news. I did not expect that at all. I did a TikTok just yesterday, posted it today about the Kenneth Walker thing, and I thought he was going to stay in Seattle. The only quote unquote there was 3 running backs: Travis Etienne, Kenneth Walker, and Breece Hall. Jets, Jaguars, Seahawks. Of all 3, I did not think Kenneth Walker be the one on the free agent market. I thought Breece Hall would be maybe a package to trade or let him go, whatever the case is, because the Jets are the Jets and they need some more assets, but I thought they were going to re-sign him, and that's another news that we had broken today, which we'll be going over in TikTok in a little bit of a lesser scheme so you guys can actually get into it. But Breece Hall was franchise tagged by the New York Jets, so he's staying in New York, which I think is the best bet for the Jets. I really think they have a good team. I just think that they need that quarterback, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, man. So Kenneth Walker is possibly on the move. They said they're unlikely to give him the franchise tag, which is crazy because without him this past year, they don't win a Super Bowl. They don't beat the Rams. So in the NFC Championship game. So I was pleasantly shocked to hear that news. Now, moving on from that, the Colts. Daniel Jones becomes the first QB in more than 30 years to receive the transition tag. Now, I am not the biggest fan of Daniel Jones because I'm a Cowboys fan. I hated him on the Giants, but he was ass on the Giants. But you're looking at an ass team. When he was healthy for the Colts, I mean, the Colts were in Super Bowl contention talks, winning talks. Then he had the injury, and he was never the same, and then he was out for the year. But Daniel Jones has 2 of the sides to continue to work toward a multi-year deal. Jones is the first quarterback to receive the transition tag since Atlanta Falcons used it to retain Jeff George in 1996. The transition tag will pay Jones $37.833 million for the 2026 season, roughly $6 million less than he would have made under the franchise tag. Transition tag, however, gives Jones the opportunity to field offers from other teams. He can sign an offer sheet with another team, while the Colts retain the rights to the match. So, in lo and behold, we all know that I think that was the right move for the Colts. We don't know how the injury is going to basically affect Daniel Jones in the long run. Will he be the same? Because, my God, like the first 10 games of the season, the Colts were like 8-2. They were freaking killing everybody. If I'm not wrong about that record, but they were the tops of the league. They maybe lost one game up until like week 10, 11, and then he got injured. He tried to come back from that injury, and then he ultimately got injured, and then now was out for the remainder of the season. And the Colts just dwindled with Phillip Rivers, with the other quarterback that they had. He got hurt, then they had to bring in Phillip Rivers. And this is a long ago conversation, but why didn't Cam Newton get a call? I know the whole situation with Phillip Rivers, and he was already a Colt, and whatever, he knew the system. But like, Cam Newton is in shape. He works out every day. He's still not retired. He's still there. Why didn't he get a call? I think the Colts would have been much better off with him instead of Phillip Rivers behind the back. But that is another discussion for another day. I think the Colts did the right thing by keeping Daniel Jones in this motion because you're not sure on how you don't want to spend a franchise tag on a guy that you're not really sure. The Cowboys did that for George Pickens, but that's a whole different situation. He's not hurt. It's just attitude. Is he going to be back? You know what I mean? Different situation. This one's injury-wise. I think this is the best situation because if he can come back the same player he was, then goddamn, Colts are going to be back. Colts are going to be back. But moving on from that, as we move to our next thing that we are going over, I'm just going to take a quick little break and we'll be right back in a second. All right, guys, we are back like we never left. So, going off of the NFL, we're going to stay in this realm because we had some big news coming from Arizona. The Arizona Cardinals are informing Kyle Murray he will be released on the first day of the new league year, which is March 11th, barring a trade. So there is no more Kyler Murray. The Kyler Murray era in Arizona is officially over, which is crazy because, man, he came in there with such upside. First year wasn't. Second year was really good. He had some good years. His injury really killed him. They were doing really well that one year, and then he got injured, and then they just weren't the same. That was when they had D-Hop on the team. They had a bunch of good guys, man. Arizona really fell off. But again, being that size in the NFL, you gotta rely on your athleticism a lot. And for being a small quarterback, it's very hard to play in the NFL at that size and be relevant and actually play the game. And he's got a hell of a lot of skills. There's some teams out there that could use his talent. Will they give a chance on him? Most definitely. I don't know where he might fit because there's not a lot of teams that need a quarterback, but he can be definitely a franchise quarterback somewhere else, but you got to give him protection. You got to put a good team around him. Maybe the Jets. Do they go with a Kyle Murray? He's young, and he's got injury history, but do they maybe go? Obviously, I know the Jets are probably going to go in the draft, but, do they decide to run the table and see what happens here? I don't know. I don't think so, but I could see him going there. They do have a pretty good team around him. They got a run back. They got the wide receivers. They got a defense. They have a pretty good offensive line. They got to shore up a couple things. They got a young head coach, knows how to play the defense. It might be a stretch, but the Jets are one of them. I don't think the Raiders, they're going to go with a rookie. They got to rebuild big time. I don't see a lot of other teams out there that really need a quarterback. Um, but he's probably going to have to compete for a job. He might be a backup. He might not get signed by a lot of people. We will see what happens with Kyle Murray. Again, this is kind of just an NFL free agents recap over the last week or so. Just some big names out there that if you guys haven't heard about, I'm just giving you guys a rundown of what's happening around the league. Another big name, Max Crosby and Trey Hendrickson, two of the biggest defensive ends in the game, and both Trey Hendrickson was reportedly Bengals are not tagging defensive end Trey Hendrickson. The four-time Pro Bowl will be a free agent. So, hey, Cowboys, where we at here? Maybe we can do something. Maybe get that guy coming in. But low-key, if we can get Max Crosby, god damn, he would fit perfect. I mean, I think that's what the defense is needed for the Cowboys. But both those guys, both big-time talents, are on, especially Trey Hendrickson's on the move. Max Crosby is on the contract. It'd have to be a trade. I don't think the Raiders are going to do it. They would be stupid. That's one of the big pieces. You alleviate that guy, but he's had some problems with them in the last couple months or so. So we'll see what happens in the future. I don't see Max Crosby leaving. Trey Hendrickson's definitely leaving. Bring him to Dallas. Please save my defense. We need him desperately. And he's older, but still, he is a monster. When healthy, he is a monster, and I think he's going to want to play in Big D. But that is another discussion for another day. Moving on to some MLB news, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because it has something to do with performance-enhancing drugs. There are two players that came out today, one at 1:08 and one just 46 minutes ago. Braves DH Jikshin Profar fails to a second PED test. And he faces a 162-game suspension. He might be out the entire year for the Braves. That's their DH. That's a big spot. So he might be out for the season, per report. And then Phillies outfielder Johan Rojas facing an 80-game suspension after failing a PED test because he failed one. I think if you fail one, you get 80, and if you fail two, you get the whole season. Not including playoffs, but still, the whole season you're out. So right there, two players on two pretty good teams. I mean, the Braves were last year. Phillies were good last year, made the playoffs. But two teams that are coming into this year that are expecting to be in the playoffs, competing, doing what they got to do, they're both out for half, if not more than half the year. Which is absolutely astronomically crazy. Again, the PEDs has been a problem in the MLB for some time. They've gotten some of a handle of it of late, but excuse me, they still got people using those performance-enhancing drugs. But those are two big names and two big teams and two big stories coming out of the MLB. So we'll see what happens in the coming days and coming weeks if those suspensions stay true. But moving on, guys, I kind of want to take a little bit of a 360 turn from our basically first segment, just recapping our NFL free agency, some big-time news, and I want to kind of move to the NBA because, Dan, we got some freaking crazy-ass teams, conferences, divisions. Oh my God, the NBA is stacked, East and West. So we're going to take a quick short break. We're going to roll into that segment, and that will be pretty much it for the first podcast. Consistently back. Our next podcast will be on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's get right into that. So we'll be back in just a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we're about to go into the NBA standings for the Western and Eastern Conference and see where everything matches up. Very close to the end of the regular season come playoff time, so we'll see where the best teams are at and if I could see of any sleepers that might make a run in this year's NBA playoffs. Let me share my screen so you guys can see what's up. All right. So first up, we are going to be going over the actual wide open, stacked Eastern Conference. I mean, look at this place. I mean, goddamn. 2 years ago, the Pistons, or almost 3 years ago, the Pistons were like 2-26. Like, it is crazy, the crazy turnaround that they've had. Kate Cunningham is a superstar. He is one of the elites in this league. He's got his team at 45-14, a 763 winning percentage, 30-7 in the conference, 23-7 at home, 21-7 away, 8-2 in the last 10, and won 3 straight. Then you have the Celtics. Who would have thought the Boston Celtics, after last year's terrible, terrible way to end the season with Jason Tatum going down um, against the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden, where he was balling. He was going to have a master class. He had like almost 45, and there was still like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So just imagine if he would have been able to finish that game. And if they would have won that game, came back in the series, and beat the Knicks to advance to the NBA Finals. But woulda, coulda, shoulda, it is in the past. Jason Tatum is looking like he might be coming back this week, if not sooner rather than later. The Celtics are 41-20, 5 games back from the Pistons. They're the second seed in the East, and they have no Jason Tatum. What a great, great coaching job. What a great team the Celtics have. And I'm a Lakers fan. I hate the Celtics, but you have to give credit where credit is due. This team was not supposed to be here at this point in the season, and they are killing it. They're 27-13 in the conference, 29 at home, 21-11 away. They have 8-2 in the last 10, and they have also won 3 straight. Then you have the New York Knicks. I mean, the Knicks are going to be in this situation with the team that they got every single year. But I'm sorry. I might put them a little bit above the Celtics in a 7-game series right now. The Celtics get Jason Tatum back, and he is half the player he was last year, or has been. Bro, the Celtics are winning this series against the Knicks. It's not even close. Knicks against the Pistons. Pistons gave belt to ass to the Knicks every game this year they've played. It hasn't been close. The Pistons are right now the favorites to win the East. It's not even close. The only team that I can see that has a chance to face them, if barring Jason Tatum doesn't come back, is the Cavaliers. If Jason Tatum comes back, it's the Celtics and the Cavs. Those are the only 2 teams that I think have a shot to take down the Pistons in a 7-game series to go to the NBA Finals. I don't think there's any team in the East that's beating the Pistons the way they are playing right now. Then you have the Cavs, like I said, number 4, 38-24, just acquired James Harden. What a massive move. And James Harden is looking like prime Harden from Houston. He is fucking doing step backs, side steps. He's killing defenders, making everybody fall. It is crazy to see how much of a turnaround James Harden has done. And he's playing through injury. It's a miracle. So I think the Cavs are definitely in a good spot here. Raptors, again, the Raptors are good, but they're an up-and-coming team. I don't think they're there yet. They're 5th in the East. They'll make some noise. The 76ers are a sleeper team to watch because they have Embiid. They have Maxey. VJ Etchcomb is a monster. He's one hell of a rookie. He's going to be a crazy good player. And they still have Paul George, who's coming back from a suspension sooner rather than later. So they're a sleeper team to compete against any of the 5 teams above because of just who they have on their team, and they can get hot at any time. The Magic have really killed me because I really thought the Magic were going to be really good. Paolo Banchero is great, but he's not that great. A lot of people are missing it. I don't know, man. I like him a lot, but like, damn, I expected a little bit more. But the Magic, they've been in and outs of injuries and stuff like that, so I got to give them a little bit of a break. But still, I expected a little bit more from the Magic. Then you got the Heat, with Eric Spoelstra coaching, they're always going to be in the play-in, if not in the 6th, 7th, or 8th seed. They're always going to be in that field. They're just not a good team overall. They're a good, gritty team, but they're not a good team to compete with anybody. But they can compete with anybody on one given night, but I don't think they can compete with any of these top teams, the top 6 teams here in a 7-game series. A lot of Hawks getting Kuminga. I love that move for Atlanta, getting Kuminga from the Warriors. I think Steve Kerr, man, I'm sorry, but Steve Kerr, I don't think he can really coach up young talent because damn, Kuminga is fucking playing fantastic for Atlanta. I don't know where this came from. Oh, everyone knew he had it. Now, can he sustain it? That is the issue. Hornets, don't sleep on them because they were horrible to start the season. And they have literally won 21 out of 32 games, they're 21-11. They are playing unbelievable basketball. They're 7-3 in the last 10, and they've won 4 straight. Hornets, they're going to be in the playoffs, but they're not going to win. They have a chance to come out of the first of the play-in, but I don't think they're going to win it in the first round. But you never know. With LaMelo Ball, Concanepo, Miles Bridges, they do some crazy things. You never know. Bucks, it sucks because Giannis just came back, but I don't think he's got enough in the tank to bring them all the way back to be in the playoffs. They might sneak in, depending if the Hornets or the Hawks go down, but I don't think they're gonna really compete. But you never count out Giannis because that man is a monster. And then basically down below we got the shitters. I mean, the Bulls are not bad. They're just a rebuilding team. The Wizards next year are going to be good, getting Anthony Davis and Trae Young. I think it's going to be really good for them next year. Young team. Nets, they got a lot of things going. Pacers, they're just tanking. No Tyrese. Just a banged up year this year. But yeah, man, this East is crazy. I mean, from 6-1, you got real good chance teams to really good teams coming into these playoffs. So we'll see where the standings end up at the end of the season. But right now, the Pistons are my pick to come out of the East and be in the NBA Finals this year. And I did say it in the beginning of the season. If we go back to September before the season and then October, I said that the dark horse team to make the finals was the Pistons. And look what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. Cade Cunningham is an NBA superstar, and people gotta start putting respect on this motherfucker's name because this dude is a baller. Now, we're done with that one. And we're going to go to the Western Conference, which is another stacked freaking field. A little bit more stacked, obviously, than the East, but damn, the East is not as easy as it used to be. But here we are with the Western Conference Finals, and my take for the East to go back there. Like I said, I think a dark horse team to watch out for would be the 76ers based on who they have. And I would say the Celtics because, yes, they're the second seed, but I don't think anybody thought they were going to be at this point. And they're getting Jason Tatum back. They're going to be in it. I'd say the 76ers and the Cavs are 2 dark horses teams to watch out for. Obviously not really the Cavs, but the 76ers big time just because Paul George is coming back and they have who they have. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the East. Now going to the West, you got the Thunder, the defending champs. Everyone thought they were going to beat the Warriors 73-9 thing, and they kind of fell off after that. But they're still 47-15, 34-9 in the conference, 25-6 at home, 22-8 away, 7-10 in the last, 7-3 in the last 10. They've won 2 straight, so they're on a good roll right now, and they haven't really been fully healthy all year. So up until the first 20-something games, and then they started getting hurt a little bit. Spurs right behind them, right on their tail. 43-17 with Victor Wembanyama. I really think OKC and the Spurs are going to be the 2 teams to beat come playoff time. Obviously, they'll be on opposite sides, so they won't find each other. I don't think they'll find each other playing each other until the Western Conference if it comes down to that. But I have a lot more dark horses here, and you're going to tell me why. I'm going to tell you guys why. So those are the 2 teams. I don't really think I got to say much about the Thunder and the Spurs. You got Victor for the Spurs. You got De'Aaron Fox. You got Dylan Harper, who's playing unbelievable basketball. Stephon Castle, he's a beast on both ends of the floor. Thunder, you got Shea, obviously. You got Chet. You got Williams. You got Dort. You got guys up and down the line for both those teams. They are loaded. on both ends of the floor, on their bench, their starting five, coaching. Everything is great for both those teams. Now you move to the 3 seed. That's the Rockets. You got Kevin Durant. You got the Slim Reaper. That dude is a perennial All-Star, a Hall of Famer. He's got that team rolling. You got Sengun, Thompson, one of the Thompson twin. He is a menace on defense. He can't really shoot the ball, and that might kill the Rockets come playoff time in big games when he needs to shoot. Can he deliver? I don't know. But you got Kevin Durant, Sengun. It would be nice to have this team have Fred VanVleet. I would have liked to see him in the squad going in, but they'll have him next year. But man, the Rockets are there. I like them a lot. But this is my team. Obviously, I'm a Lakers fan. But the team that I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if this man, Ant-Man, gets them finally to the finals. He has the firepower. The Timberwolves have the firepower. And I think they have the charisma. And you got the face. I'm sorry. Anthony Edwards is the face of the NBA. And I think he's going to show it this come playoff time. If he's able to take down the Thunder or the Spurs to get to the finals, I think it's this year. I think it's going to be, for me, a dark horse team is the Timberwolves. Not a lot of people are talking about it, but Ant-Man's got them playing really well. They're only a half game back of the third spot, and they're only 5 games back of the Spurs. So they're right there too. So I really, really, really think that the Timberwolves are going to make some noise in the playoffs. You got the Nuggets. You got Jokic. He was injured. Now he's healthy. So you got him rested. Last year, he ran out of gas. He was doing everything for the team last year against OKC. So he ran out of gas. You got him rested almost come playoff time. So don't be surprised the Nuggets are there too. The Lakers, you always got to put respect on the Lakers based on the fact that they still got LeBron James. I know he's 42 or 41 years old. That dude still can drop 25, 8, and 8 a game in the playoffs. He hasn't really, remember, he didn't start the season. He didn't have training camp. So he's really just getting into the flow. He's not shooting the ball really well. He's still coming back. And I'm telling you, he's going to take his time. Come playoff time, you're seeing it. You're seeing it in these games. So in the last couple games or so, he's getting the energy back, the love, the feel. I just see it. Telling you, Luka, all this talk about, I don't know if the Luka and LeBron works or whatever the case is, and I get all that, understandable. And obviously, you're coming from a Lakers fan, so obviously I'm going to ride or die with my team. But I don't like the way we play defense. We suck. We have nobody who can defend. LeBron is 41. You can't ask him to defend. He's going to defend in the playoffs, but he can't give you that all the time. DeAndre Ayton is a fucking abysmal. I hate him. I hate him. He has great nights some nights. And then he has shitbag nights. We got to start playing Jackson Hayes a lot more. He's older. He's more experienced. He's got more experience now from last year to this year. Put him in there. Go 1-2 punch with him and Ayton back and forth. I want to see him play a lot more. He's a much better rebounder. He's a more aggressive center. I just like him a lot better than Ayton. Ayton's too fucking soft. If Ayton grows a fucking pair, then we're talking about something different. But I don't see that. He has never been that guy since he's entered the league. I haven't seen this like DeAndre Ayton since the time with Phoenix when they went to the finals and lost to Milwaukee. That was the last time I saw DeAndre actually be DeAndre. You see glimpses, but he can't even get back to that consistently. So the Lakers are always going to be a team to watch out for come playoff time, especially with LeBron, Luka, Austin Reeves. But they got to get their defensive thing. And I think they'll lock in. But I don't, if I'm being honest, I love my Lakers, and I'll always be on them, but it's not looking good for us this year in the playoffs because we just can't play defense. And right now, we're only 2 games above the Phoenix Suns, who are just getting Devin Booker back. They don't even have Brooks back. So we got a game tonight, should win 1,000%. But like if you look at it right here, you got Lakers at 36-24, Nuggets 38-24, Timberwolves 38-23, and Rockets 38-22. That separates. There's 2 games. there's a 2-game difference between the 6th seed to the 3rd seed. So, like, it's neck and neck. So we're talking about 2 games flip from the top 2 teams. These 2 teams go on a losing streak, and we win 2. We're right up to the 3rd seed, which is freaking crazy. So you never know. You really never know. But I really think that the Lakers are a team you got to watch out for no matter what, based on who they have. But other than that, Suns, I don't think they got. I like them this year. They'll make some noise. They'll play a team very hard, but I don't think they're going to make anything. Warriors, it's kind of over for them. Clippers, you got to watch out for Kawhi. If he gets into the playoffs, he'll get past the play-in, and then that's pretty much it. Everybody else is just rebuilding, just getting better throughout the year. But yeah, my dark horse for this playoffs is the Timberwolves. Watch out for them. I'll tell you the Lakers, and don't forget about those Nuggets. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it for the Fire Sports Pod here on Recap Tuesday on Season 9, Episode number 8. We'll catch you guys on Thursday for Season 9, Episode number 9. We'll be going over some more sports. Catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you guys all then. Peace out.